Alright, what is going on, everybody? It is Gis, and I'm back with another beginner's budget guide. This time we are doing Vorkath. I'm going to show you a range setup and a melee setup for whichever one you prefer. I'm just going to go ahead and start with the range setup and go ahead and explain everything about Vorkath in the range setup and just throw the melee setup kill at the end because there isn't too much going on with this boss, but still some things that you need to know before you jump in there and get to grinding. First things first that you might notice, Void and Salve EI do stack, so we can bring both of those things together in our range setup. We are rocking the Dragon Crossbow with Ruby Dragon Bolts E. We just have a regular old backpack on. We have some Zamadi hide boots. Nothing crazy going on here. I don't even have a ring slot. The only problem with running ranged Vorkath, problem in quotes, you do take a little bit of damage because your defense isn't that great. So you go in there protecting range because he is more likely to use a ranged attack versus a mage attack. But you will take some damage. It's just, it is what it is on a range setup. If you would like, you could bring the Dragonfire Ward. I think that's the right one. I think that's the ranged one. Whichever one is the ranged DFS, you can go ahead and bring that if you want. It'll give you a little bit of range strength, along with a little bit more defense, and the same anti-Dragonfire protection. For the ring slot, if you're bringing a spec weapon, you can bring like a Void Melee Helm swap, I guess, and use like a BGS or Burning Claws or Void Waker or whatever you want to try. You can go ahead and do that if you want. In which case you can bring a light bearer since you're probably going to do multiple kill trips. Otherwise, you can just use like an archer's ring is fine. It's not that great, but it's something to put in the ring slot. Alternatively, the Desert Treasure 2 Ring of Shadows as well, perfectly fine. I mean, it's not fantastic. You're not going to get much juice out of this slot other than a light bearer or a Venator ring, but most of the time Venator ring doesn't even make that much of a difference either. So I didn't even have to bring one. It's not even in the budget. So that's the gear. We bring the rubies to start, and then we'll switch to Diamond Bolts E, around like 350 HP-ish, maybe a little bit lower than that, 330, something like that. As far as the inventory goes, we have the Extended Anti-Venom. This is just like convenience sake. You can bring a stack of Araxite Venom Sacks if you want to be a little more nitpicky with your money. I just find these to be more convenient. I don't have to think about it. I just click it and I turn it on. They are a little bit expensive. I think they're like 20k or something like that. 16.5k for a full thing. So these can get kind of expensive to upkeep. If you want, you can get the Araxite Venom Sacks and just keep a stack of those in your inventory. And every time he does the Venom attack, which I'll get to in a moment, you can just click one of those. Extended Super Anti-Fire, again, convenience's sake, but you do at least need Super Anti-Fire along with your Anti-Dragon Shield because we are protecting range, not protecting magic. So to fully block his Dragon Fire, we do need both of those things. This is just convenience's sake. It lasts like 7 minutes, 6 minutes, something like that. So you'll get a couple kills out of each dose. Both of these will get paid for in one kill. You don't have to worry about it. Like, these are your superior Dragon Bones, basically. Even less than that, honestly. So, pretty much guaranteed. I opt to bring Bastion Potions. This is completely up to you. Bastions will give you plus ranged and plus defense. So it helps a little bit in mitigating damage, but not really that much. You can just bring a regular range or divine ranging potion if you want to. If you don't like divines, use a regular. If you like divines, use a divine. Completely up to you. 5 superstores for prayer. You can opt to just bring prayer potions. You can bring sand fuse, whatever you want. Just any prayer restoration method. A few combo eats. Some dark crabs just because they're, I think, the most cost-effective, highest healing food at the current moment. Maybe anglers. They kind of trade places with anglers. Sometimes you have to just keep an eye on it. A rune pouch with dust chaos. That's the only thing that really matters because on our Slayer staff, I just brought an auto-casting staff for the Crumble Undead spell because we're going to need that for one of the mechanics. You can just manually cast this. This is, again, just for convenience's sake to be able to switch this and click the little zombie spawn that pops up. Again, not that big of a deal. You can do it manually if you want to, but these are the only runes you need, so I just opt to bring Dust Runes, Chaos Runes, and then you could even bring just like Law Runes in here and not even have to bring these. And then these are friendly boots for me to get here. If you don't have these, you can just move your house to Relica, or you can use Moon Clan Teleport and kick yourself off of Lunar Isle, and then that will put you at the Relica docks. So you can use the Moon Clan Teleport, talk to the banker, and it'll boot you off to the Relica docks over here. And then you can board the boat over to Ungale, and then you'll be here. There's whatever method you want to use to get over here is it's functional. It's totally fine. I think Friendly Boots 3 give you a limited use of teleport to Relica, and then Friendly Boots 4 is unlimited teleports. And Elite Friendly Diary actually isn't all that bad. So if you do want to camp Vorkath for a while, consider going ahead and getting these, because I think as far as Elite Diaries go, that one is one of the easier ones, if I'm not mistaken. I think 82 rune crafting is probably the biggest thing, and you can boost that one fairly easily. Teleport out, and that's kind of it as far as inventory goes. So nothing too fancy for Mr. Vorkath over here, but what we do need to talk about are some mechanics. So he can attack with 3 different standard attacks, which will just be his regular old Dragon Breath, which will be like any other dragon. It'll just launch some Dragon Fire at you. Don't care about that one. We're protecting ranged for his ranged attack, so we don't care about that one. It's like a little spiky ball. And then he can attack with regular magic attacks, which is this blue ball of goo that he shoots at you. And you just have to tank it. There's no predicting the prayers here. There's nothing you can do about it. You just tank it, which is kind of annoying, but it's Vorkath. It's fine. You're not going to die from it. One of the special things he can do in place of a standard attack, he has one of 3 things he can do, I suppose, is a Venom Breath, which if you are anti-venomed, this will literally do nothing. I don't even think it hits a 0, if I'm being honest with you. Maybe it's Dragon Fire, but regardless, you're going to be anti-venomed and have full Dragon Fire protection. The green fire doesn't matter as long as you're anti-venomed. The purple fire will turn off your prayers. So what you can do over here is just set your quick prayers to protect range and rigor, or whatever you got. If you got Eagle Eye plus Steel Skin, that works too. If you have the Titan's Prayer, you can do the Titan's Prayer plus Steel Skin. That'll be totally fine too, along with the Protect Range. So whenever he turns your prayers off, you can just click this button, click him, and you're good to go. I think it's all for his standard attacks, and then I guess he has one more replacement for a standard attack, which is the Bomb. And for the Bomb, all you have to do is if you've ever run Tombs of Amasket, it's effectively a Kefri Bomb. It'll launch at you, and then you just need to move 2 squares, left, right, up, down, doesn't matter. Just move 2 squares away, and you'll be good to go. A lot of people recommend that you turn your run off in this fight. I personally don't recommend you doing that. What I do recommend you doing is going over here to your settings and type in Invert, and you'll see Control and click to invert your run mode. You want to click this to always, because what this will do is if you have your run on and you hold Control and click a tile, you will walk. And if you have your run off and you hold Control and click a tile, you will then run. So it's always going to invert whatever your selection is. So we can leave our run on, and the reason I like doing this and then control walking otherwise is because when you want to get away from the bomb, there might be a moment where you're glancing at something else, you have a video on the side or whatever, and the bomb is like right over your head right here. It is 1 tick away from landing. And if you have your walk on, when it's 1 tick away from landing, it's going to hit you right there. And you're not going to make it to this tile, and you're going to get hit for like a 60, or you're just going to die, one of the 2. But if you leave run on, you can just quickly move away and you'll be good to go. And the only other time that you need to walk is during the acid phase, but I am going to show you how to do the Woox walk if you would like to learn it. It is not required by any means. You can just deal with the flames by control clicking and just walking on some clear paths and just doing this over and over again until it's over. And that's also acceptable. But Woox walking is not as fancy and difficult as you think it is, so I will show you how to do it. Okay, the special attacks for Vorkath, what are we actually looking out for? So every 6 attacks, it doesn't have to be one of his standard attacks. So any of those attacks that I mentioned, the Bomb, the Purple Breath, the Green Breath, the Regular Breath, the Ranged Attack, or the Maged Attack, whenever he does 6 of those, he's going to then do one of 2 specials. And whichever one he starts with, he will then do the opposite the next time. So he's just going to alternate between the 2 specials. It's a 50-50. There's no way to predict it until you know what special is up at the beginning. So you can't know the first one. That's just going to be a 50-50, but you'll know them afterwards. So the first one it'll be White Breath. White Breath will come at you and you'll get frozen solid. Not really, but you can't move, much like an Ice Barrage, and a little zombified spawn will pop out of Vorkath and like go to either side of you, and all you have to do is click your Slayer Staff, click the thingy because you have autocast on, and then put your crossbow back on and get ready to shoot Vorkath again. Vorkath is immune during this phase, so you don't have to worry about losing ticks or whatever. He can't be damaged anyway. So all you have to do when you see the White Breath, click the floor so you stop wasting bolts on him, click your Slayer Staff, click the spawn, and get ready to go back to killing Vorkath. Special attack number 2 is usually the one that people struggle with a little bit, is the acid phase. So what he'll do is he'll just spray acid on random tiles throughout the arena, and you need to move 1 tile per tick at least, otherwise you will start taking rapid damage every tick. So what you can do is when you see a clear line, you can run over to a clear line and then just control click in the other direction, keep watching your true tile, click in the other direction, and just do this. If you would like to do that, you can totally just do this. Otherwise, you can Woox walk, and I will teach you how to do that as well. That's it for his mechanics. There's really nothing much else to this boss. It's pretty simple. It's pretty consistent. You'll just be getting money, and you can sort of just watch YouTube and vibe, you know? This boss is not that crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in. I'm going to try to do live commentary on this one. I've been switching it up because I've realized that when I speak and play the game, it just becomes more complicated. And when I don't speak, it's completely fine. So I'll try and speak because it's just Vorkath. And if I mess up, fine. I can just like tell you how to fix the thing that I messed up. So I'll do it regular mode, live mode like this, and then we'll switch to the melee setup and do that as well. And it's completely up to you which style you want to use. It doesn't really matter. But I will say, a PSA, if you're doing melee Vorkath on Slayer task, Slayer Helmet plus Amulet of Torture, even. Definitely plus Amulet of Rancor. Slayer Helmet plus Rancor always pretty much wins over, say, like a Serp Helm and your Salve Amulet. So that flat accuracy matters a lot here. Matters a lot. Especially if you're using something like a Dragon Hunter Lance and you want to pump as much accuracy and damage into that thing as you can. That matters so much more than the Salve Amulet, I promise. You can run the calcs, or I'll just like put them up here for you. It does matter quite a bit, and it is a decent bit better when you're on melee task. If you're doing range kills, it doesn't matter, you just wear this. You don't have to wear Void also if you just have D'hide. Just go ahead and wear D'hide. That's fine. Like, you're losing a little bit of damage, but again, it's Vorkath. It's not that big of a deal to do this guy on a budget. That's sort of what he is made to do. Anyway, who's yapping? Okay, yapping over. Alright, let's get started on Vorkath. I wasted a little bit of time here, but we have our Protect, Range, and Rigor, and it takes him forever to spawn, which is really annoying, and we just shoot him. So that's the Green Breath. Doesn't matter. That's the magic attack. You can't do anything about it. That's the regular Dragonfire. Doesn't matter. That's a ranged attack. We have Protection. And that's a bomb. Wait, he's being so kind. We just run 2 tiles away. That's a magic attack, and here should be first spec. Alright, so we're frozen. We click the ground. I like to right-click this thing, just to make sure. Because sometimes you'll misclick. So, better safe than sorry. So the only thing he hasn't done is turn off our prayers. And then all we need to do is see the acid attack, and I'll show you the multiple ways you can deal with that. Drink your restore when you need to. Should be getting acid here. So you can find a clear path. If you run into an acid thing, it's totally fine. It'll do damage to you and heal him a little bit. But as you can see, if you just, you know, hold control and walk around, this is totally fine. And then if we make it to another acid phase, I'll show you how to Woox walk. You just use this back row. So that's that. That's all you have to do there. Hold control, walk around. Just don't step in the acid and you're good to go. Riveting gameplay. Brrr, high octane. Brrr. He is sort of just a click and wait boss for the most part. Nothing too fancy. And he's decent money, so I don't know. If you like that, you can sit here for a bit and get your ball rolling for your account. I think he has a little bit of immunity after you kill the zombified spawn, so don't shoot him as fast as I just did. Also, we're not hitting, so that's cool. That's just Void things, though. There's nothing you can do about it. Void's a little inaccurate. Also, if you end up needing to heal, I haven't needed to heal yet, just yet. But if you end up needing to heal, then you can do it during the time that you're frozen. You just kill the zombified spawn and then heal. Alright, so let me see if I can walk over here and Woox walk for a second. So, this is effectively all you have to do, is go to back row, and then click back and forth. That was a Ruby Bolt proc. I didn't actually take damage, but you can just do this. Just wherever you find a clear column, you can just do this back and forth, and that's Woox walking. Every tick, you just click back, click him, click back, click him, on a line that doesn't have any acid. from the back. So you can mark these if you want, or you can mark this. And you just need to know that you need to attack from back here. So we'll click here. So check this out. We can do this. Right-click this guy, and then we'll just triple E. So now we're back at full HP. We got some prayer back, and we can go back to the boss. We put our diamonds on. I wasn't paying attention because I'm talking. See, when I talk, I don't pay attention to things. I do have a big defense. You know, I am max combat, so if you are a bit lower on your stats, then you will maybe have a little bit more issues than I am, but it shouldn't be anything too crazy. Oh, lag there. And show me a 15. And show me a 15. I guess if you're not using Divines, you could run Preserve as well, so this potion doesn't tick down as fast. Because this doesn't really cost you anything to leave it on. Oh, come on. Really? Okay. So, the kills are slow. How long was that? 334? So the kills are a little bit slower than if you put more budget into this, obviously, but you can get started whenever you would like. It's truly not that big a deal to get multiple kill trips and just kind of get your account started, because these Superior Dragon Bones, these are 22k a piece, man. You're guaranteed 44k plus the Blue Dragon Hide if you can fit those on the way out. Usually, by default, I leave those on the ground. I guess I can take these, maybe? No, I can't. They won't fit. But that's the range setup for Vorkath. I'm going to go grab the budget melee setup. Nothing really changes. The only thing that changes for the melee setup is your Woox walk now takes place on the front row, because you're going to have to target him. So you're going to walk back, target him, walk back, target him on whichever of these, like this column has empty, like open tiles, no acid on any of the tiles where you're walking back and forth. So like right here, there's no acid. We can just go back and forth right here. And that's Woox walking. Really, there's nothing to it. Let me go grab the melee setup. Also, I don't remember if I showed the cost, but I guess I'll show the cost. So we are at 3.6 mil. So most of the budget is the dragon crossbow and the boots, and then the supplies. But most of it is these two things, because the rest of this is untradeable. So again, if you don't have void, you can use D'hide, totally fine. You'll miss out on a little bit of damage, but you will have better accuracy, I believe. So there's a small trade-off to just go ahead and use Blessed D'hide or something over the void. But let's grab that melee setup. Alright, so I literally just grabbed some rags out of my bank, and this is the melee setup I came up with for a budget melee setup. If you have anything to upgrade to this setup, go ahead and do it. DFS will be for convenience's sake, because we are going to be protecting magic now, and with Protect Magic and a super anti-fire, Vorkath can still hit us with his Dragon Fire for a maximum of 10 damage. If you have a DFS, obviously this goes down to 0. You'll get 7 strength bonus, but you will lose out on some accuracy from your defender. You'll notice I have my newly acquired Fire Cape that I put on. I saw that a lot of comments were a little bit upset that I had an Infernal Cape on over a Fire Cape. I'm going to do a video on that later. Infernal Cape really doesn't matter in like that much at all. I think it's like 0.4 DPS tops on most setups. Like it's less than a Thrall's worth of damage. It's not that important. Fire Cape is completely functional. You can run that shit to endgame. You can do Awakened bosses with a Fire Cape. It doesn't matter. However, I am still going to use my Fire Cape so that nobody is upset with me. Smile, thumbs up. We have Fire Torso on. We have a Serp Helm, so we don't have to worry about the Venom. We still have Salve on. We've got some D-Boots. We have our Desert Treasure 2 ring because it does give us 2 additional strength bonus. It might be a max hit. I didn't even bother calcing it because I don't know. If you have anything better than this, go ahead and use it. Fang. Fang is very good here. You can go ahead and use a Fang. If you have a Dragon Hunter Lance, use a Dragon Hunter Lance. It's very good here. If you have Vernic Defender, bring it. If you have strength bonus on your legs in the form of Bandos Tacets or Blood Moon legs or Oathplate legs or whatever, bring it. Max out your strength bonus, max out your range defense and your melee defense, and just bring as much strength bonus as you can. Bring your best stab weapon, and you'll be good to go. In the inventory, we have some Burning Claws. We still have our Slayer Staff. We have dropped our Anti-Venom Potion, and of course the Ranging Potion because we don't need those. We only need our Super Anti-Fire, our Super Combat, some Super Restores for Prayer, our Combo Eats, the thing to kill the Crumble Undead guy, a way to get here, and a way to get out. Alright, let's do it. This setup shouldn't be all that much worse. I haven't even done a practice kill in in this setup, I'm just going to believe. I'm going to put a crab over here so I can open up with my Burning Claws. Alrighty. Pot. Pot. Switch your prayers to the correct ones. His melee attack is fairly inaccurate, so you don't have to worry about it too much, but you will be taking some damage from it, so get ready. We're going to open with some Burning Claws. Whoopsie. If you have Surging Potions, you can bring those, I guess. And if you have a Light Bearer is going to be your best ring for these guys. Oh, I wasn't ready, Vorkath. Alright, let's Woox walk him a little bit, huh? So you can do this, or you can do the other method where I just control walked around, and you'll be totally fine as well. Lose a little bit of damage, of course, if you just walk around. That's the one flaw to just doing that, but you'll be totally safe. So, ouchie! We'll go ahead and double eat there. Ranged attack will sometimes get through, especially if you're not on a very tanky setup like this one. So keep an eye on your HP. Don't get too greedy with it. And when I see that white flame coming, I'm just going to back up one. Oh, I didn't back up. That's okay. Doink. I'm going to combo eat. And we'll get back to business. I have another Burning Claw spec, so I'm going to wait for a second, and let's send it. Make sure we move out of the way of that. Get some prayer. As you can see, Burning Claws are really potent here, by the way. Love Burning Claws for Vorkath. Highly recommend. I don't know why it's burning for a 0 in this phase. Is that a bug? That's curious. Oh no, the bomb! Coming to the end of the kill. There we go. Coolio. And that's the melee budget kill. As you can see, I didn't do anything too crazy, except for the Woox walk. But again, if you really need to, just go find a big line out here, press control, and just let it rock, okay? Do not feel forced to Woox walk. Get comfortable with the attack, and then you can go into your Woox walk. But I do implore you to learn it. It's really not that big of a deal. So to cover it again, effectively what you're doing is you're going out of your attack range so that your character moves back into attack range, doing a move and an attack on the same tick, so you're still walking on that tick before you walk out, if that makes sense. So you're going between the crossbow's range, I believe, is right here. But when you have run on and you're over here, when you have run on, you will go one tile further into your weapon's attack range when you're using a ranged weapon. If you have run on, it'll do that, but if you have walk on, it'll just go one square. And that's all you're doing. You're just abusing that. So you start back here with the crossbow. Click, click. You can click anywhere back here. Any of these tiles, you can just click back here, and it's just click, 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 click. Don't click your inventory like I just did. Click, 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 click. That's it. And the same thing when you're in melee range. I'm gonna try to not wake him up, but just find two spots, and you're just going back and forth. Real simple. Give it a shot. If you've never given it a shot before, challenge yourself. I promise you can do it. Even if you're on mobile or something, like 100% you can do it. I fully believe in you to start getting your Vorkath journey underway. I do hope you enjoyed this beginner's budget guide. I hope I explained everything that I could possibly explain. Again, if you can upgrade anything anywhere, do it. If you plan on grinding Vorkath for a very long time, just go ahead and buy some goodies. Get a Berserker Ring imbued. Get, you know, your bandos. Get whatever you want. Get your prims. Get your ferocious gauntlets. Gloves? Gauntlets? I don't remember if it's gloves or gauntlets. I think it's ferocious gloves. Get those. You know, upgrade where you can. Always upgrade where you can if you're going to grind a boss. Bandos will treat you just fine here. It's very tanky, and it has that strength bonus, so if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, leave them down below, and I will reply to each and every one of you if you have any of those aching questions. You know, I will catch you in the next video. We are going to be doing TOA 300/350 next week, I believe, and then we have one more guide to do, and then we will be doing one grand project that I've sort of been doing all of this for. So we might have two more guides after the Toa thing. So in like 4 weeks, you should have the big project that I've been working on in your hands. Maybe earlier if I'm impatient, because I really want to get it done. Let's see how much we made from our Vorkath kill. Look at that, 140k in my pocket for... Oh yeah, I didn't show you the kill time. 1 minute and 59 seconds of work. Pick yourself up some Burning Claws. They're very good. Burning Claws and Lightbearer are going to carry you at Vorkath. Thumbs up. Anyway, make sure you subscribe for all the good stuff coming in the future, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.